Hi, welcome to Construction Update. These are the top 10 stories that contractors are reading this week. I'm Larry Stewart with ForConstructionPros.com.
And I'm Gigi Wood, technology writer with ForConstructionPros.com.
Number 10 on the list, Caterpillar rolls out CAT Command remote control for excavators. So this adds CAT's remote control command system capability to 6 CAT excavator models from the 320 to the 340. So now you can equip common construction excavator sizes in that 20 to 40 metric ton range to be operated from either line of sight wearable consoles or remote workstations.
Well, in at number 9, we have a story about fiber cement siding. James Hardy, who produces fiber cement products, talks about the benefits of using this type of siding and shares some tips and tricks for installation. He says fiber cement siding is weather resistant and outperforms traditional siding. So this story talks about all of that.
Yeah, good source too. Hardy is sort of synonymous with cement board siding. Number 8 on the list, AGC plumbs the depths of construction's urgent inflation and supply problems. So input prices have risen on average more than 26% over the past 12 months, while bid prices have only gone up 3.4% according to Associated General Contractors research. With most projects using a lot of materials that have gone up a lot more than that average. Lumber has doubled, steel's up 88%, brass and copper up 61%. The challenge to profit is extreme. Here's what's behind the cost increases and delivery delays and a line on how to deal with that stuff.
Well, in at number 7, our readers love demolition story, and we've got one this week that everybody's checking out. A construction crew in Massachusetts needed to remove an old concrete swimming pool from the basement of a historic YMCA, one that's I think it's 106 years old. And because of the typical safety concerns with an old building like that, like asbestos and lead, and you never know what's in the air, crews used a remote control demolition robot to remove the pool. And the photos are pretty cool on this story.
Yeah, they would have had to fill that room up with people to do that by hand. The machines there really made a difference. Number 6 this week is Caterpillar bowing out of Bauma 2022, but their German dealer is going to continue their display. So CAT and Zeppelin, the CAT dealer in Germany, and they represent 12 other countries in Europe and Eurasia, they usually share an enormous joint stand at this premier global construction trade show. Bauma happens every 3 years in Munich. The last Bauma, the two filled more than 9,000 square meters in the main indoor exhibit with 64 machines, plus technologies and service displays. So CAT's not alone in choosing not to exhibit next year, though. Volvo Construction Equipment and JLG Industries announced earlier this spring that they wouldn't be exhibiting, and JCB indicated that it's very unlikely that they'll be there.
And at number 5, we have a really cool blog by Jackie Valdez, who's a product manager at Sunbelt Rentals. Everybody knows, of course, about the workforce shortage in construction. And Jackie talks about how mentors helped her join the construction industry, stay in construction, and advance to higher positions in her career. And she gives some good advice for seeking out mentors that works for really any industry. So that's a cool one.
Yeah, the people in the industry lending a hand to folks that are trying to get in really make a big difference. Number 4, Bill Gates promises $1.5 billion for green infrastructure if Congress passes its plan. So Gates said last week that if the infrastructure bipartisan bill moves forward, his climate investment fund, Breakthrough Energy, would match $1.5 billion in government funds and put that money toward projects that are developing green technologies. The money will be used for public-private partnerships or joint projects with the federal government to fight climate change as part of the proposed initiatives already included in the Senate's $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill.
That would be really exciting if that all worked out. It's no surprise that this story is at number 3 for the week. The company DEUTZ has launched its first hydrogen engine and plans to go into full production in 2024. So the company says the engine has passed all of the initial tests with flying colors, and hydrogen is expected to play a big role in getting the construction industry greener. So this is a big deal for the industry. And my favorite part personally is that the engine runs quiet, which is nice.
The alternate fuel technologies are really starting to step into their own right now. It's really interesting to see where it's all going. Number 2 is a vehicle mileage tax on the horizon. So the inconsistencies between gas tax revenues and highway expenditures continue to worsen as fuel efficiency improves and electric vehicle adoption grows. And a national motor vehicle per mile user fee is laid out in the current bipartisan bill that passed in the Senate. So the idea here is to charge motorists based on their miles of road usage measured by a telematics device. And Oregon has been operating a program since 2015 that does this. And California, Washington, and Colorado have conducted pilots of that technology in the administration there. So find out more here about how privacy and administration concerns compare with the advantages of fairness across vehicle types and taxing drivers more accurately based on their usage. It's a good story.
We have another good story at number 1. All eyes this week were on Becky Schultz's story about updated OSHA guidelines to protect workers from COVID. One of the guidelines, for example, is if you're in an area of high transmission, even if you're vaccinated, you should wear a mask on the job site. And so this is an issue to watch because it's possible there could be more changes ahead. And it's just a good practice to stay on top of those guidelines.
Yeah, we keep learning new things about this virus. It just continues to evolve. Got to keep people safe out there. So those are the top 10 for the week. We thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you very much, Gigi.
Thanks, Larry.
And y'all stay safe out there. Thanks much.